Ladies and gentlemen, my Pusment Army, my Pipment Army. Guys, I filmed this time I recorded my trip from Finland to South Africa, and oh boy, a lot happened in this trip. And yeah, guys, I want to share with you. And hey, talking about being scammed during the trip. Tanazami talking about delayed off the flight. Mamma mia, travel. Almost, I think I traveled about 25 hours if I'm not mistaken. So now let me fill you up. From my house to the airport, it's like 4 hours. So I take the train that I just got off into. Now, going on our way to this is Helsinki airport, by the way. As you can see there, these people standing there, they are actually now going home, and I'm still going in. Guys, actually here they got a lift. I don't know why I didn't take a lift. I chose to take the stairs. And mamma mia, what happened was a disaster because my suitcase fell. Jesus Christ. Where am I? Now I stopped and I took some pictures, and I was thinking, should I take the lift or should I go again on the stairs? But judging from what happened already with one of my suitcase, I didn't want one of my luggages. One of my luggages, I didn't want to climb the stairs again. So I preferred the lift, which, even on the other side, it was more reasonable. So here in this airport, Helsinki airport, you don't need to pay for the troll, which in other countries, you do need to pay $1 or €1 to use this to put your bag, honey. So here, it's free, like South Africa. So guys, I did stack my bags, as you guys can see. Now I'm just heading inside. I was a little bit like Elish with 3 hours at the airport. So from my house it was like 4 hours, and then I stayed at the airport about 3 hours. If I'm not mistaken, it was more than 3 hours actually, because there was just the train that was the most safest for me to get to the airport. Helsinki airport is the most amazing, and also it is more developed because of course Finland is a first world class country. So the airport is quite busy, but not too busy as other airports that I've been in. This is just the space. There's a kiosk where you can buy some food with the cheaper prices, and then there's stairs, there's lift. Actually now I'm going upstairs where I am gonna be printing out my boarding pass. Boarding pass is what some people call tickets. So when you are at the airport, it's called boarding pass. However, guys, when you get here, sometimes you can use the machine to print out your ticket. But if your country that you are visiting need you to have a visa, for example, if I was going to Turkey, I was going to need a visa. So in most cases, you can print out your boarding pass on the machine. But I was going to South Africa where I was born, so I didn't need to show them any of my passports. However, any of my visa, because I don't need a visa to go to South Africa. These machines are now in most airports, and they are guys, they save you time like nobody's business, especially when you don't have luggages, because you just get there, you scan your passports, and then it's gonna show you from Helsinki, Istanbul, Johannesburg, as you can see my trip on the screen, and then you can proceed. This machine was a little bit hard though, I don't know, it was slower, and then you can proceed. In most cases, you don't choose a seat, they will choose a seat for you. If you want to choose a seat, you have to have an expensive ticket. And yeah, my ticket was quite more expensive than the normal ticket. So I was offered to choose a seat, and I was so happy about that. I was hoping that Guti, I was going to sit next to this handsome, amazing hunk guy, and he can be my bed and sleep on top of him. So I chose a seat that already had a person. However, the plane was already full. And anyway, you don't know who you're sitting next to. You just choose according to where you wish to sit. When I was recording this, guys, I was drinking Ibeliz. Oh, tastes amazing. And finally, I got my boarding pass. The problem was I had luggages. So I still needed to go to the line to check in. Oh, I was so pissed off. But at least I did get my boarding passes. And then I headed to the security check. Guys, this trip, I was so glad that I did vlog it, because was a wow. A wow. Wait for the video. Don't rush, my sister. Relax. Now I wish that I had someone that was hugging me and saying goodbye when I was watching people, and the camera was not allowed after this, so I couldn't film anymore. Now I was inside. But I wasn't like inside to go to my flight, because if you are leaving a continent, they will stamp your passport, for an example, or also you are leaving another country. But in Europe, not all countries would give you the stamp. If you got off in Germany but you were going to France, only in Germany they will stamp for you. When you get to France, they don't need to stamp your passport that you have arrived in a union or Scandinavia or union. The countries that are under European Union, you only get a stamp once. So sometimes after all this, because I still had time, like at this point I had like an hour, and I only needed to go to the border control, so they can give me a stamp that I am leaving Europe to Turkey. Some people think Turkey is Europe. Guys, Turkey is half of Asia, half of Europe. But when you are, and they are not in the European Union. So when you are in Europe and you are going to Turkey, obviously they stamp you as a person who's now leaving the Europe tour. Hey, my English, nah, my sister. So guys, I was on the phone with mom for almost the whole trip. Actually, only when I was in Turkey we couldn't talk because of internet. But I'll tell you what happened in Turkey also. And then, yeah. Oh, and guys, let's talk about Finland toilets. At the airports. Actually, everywhere in Finland, the toilets are so amazing, so clean. They got your space. You can do whatever you wish. Nje. Surprise. The flight was delayed with an hour. And, they didn't email us at first, and I was using Turkish airline. There's Turkish airline, and then there's Pegasus airline. Pegasus is a big no. But Turkish airline, my experience was bad with them. It was so. But I don't think I will ever just go straight forward to Turkish airline and just book. No, they're expensive, but I wasn't happy. But finally, after us waiting, we finally went to the plane. And guys, remember, this flight is from Finland to Istanbul. In Istanbul, I was only going to stay 2 hours and then get to a flight from Istanbul to Johannesburg. But honey, it did not go as planned. I will say that Turkish Airlines are so amazing, because this was just only a 3-hour flight, and there was some food, and yeah, there was some television. Okay, it's not a television, some screen. It's like a tablet. You can change the movies as you wish. Jay, I did like. You could choose between a pasta and a chicken, which I chose a chicken, darling. And then they had some wine. The most thing that I didn't like about here was that when I asked for more wine, they just kind of like said, no, we'll give you after the service. So I only had one bottle of wine, and I wanted more honey for my money. Turkish airline is expensive, and if you wish for something, you should get my number one airline for international use is KLM. KLM for me is the best of the best. I remember during COVID, Uguti, they were helping a lot. But some of you guys will say aeroplane food is not good. First of all, when you are flying on top of the sky or whatever it is, or before the sky, Tanazami, the taste and the smell is a bit different. But I will tell you, This was very tasty, very tasty. Anyway, Turkish food is amazing, and this was a Turkish airline. So yeah, they kind of like have the taste of the culture thing, blah blah blah. But the food was amazing, and I did not rob the wine. I ate even the plastic off the dessert. That how good. While I was enjoying this amazing movie for these 3 hours, I did enjoy this one. This was from Finland to Turkey. Please, faster. So remember, guys, I told you that the flight delayed with an hour, and I only had 2 hours left to get to my next plane. Actually, it was just like, I think when we got there, it was like 45 minutes left to get on my next plane. So when I got off the plane, I was just kind of like rushing, like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry. Please, thank you. Sorry.
Transfer.
Yes.
Open boarding card. International transfer. Open your boarding pass.
Oh my God, you're kidding, right? Sir.
Okay, this way. International transfer. Open your next flight boarding pass.
So guys, to those who haven't traveled or haven't been in airports, there is a big screen where they will write Johannesburg at this time, what time you are departing, you are going, and then there may be America, the flight. So they will write on the screen. Every time when you get to the airport, even if on your boarding pass, the ticket, some people call it a ticket, but it's a boarding pass. Even if it's written what time, you need to watch the screen or else you will miss your flight. If they have changed the time or anything have happened, the screen will tell you. It's always good. And if you don't find the screen, just go and look for the what's info service place. Then you go to the info, you will see. In my case, because I was in a rush, anyway, there is a screen. I did look for the screen, and then I watched the time. You see, the time was supposed to be 12:30, and I think I was there around Turkish time. I don't remember, around 11:30, because I wrote wrong, 10:30, 11:30, and then I was rushing because I had less time than anything. Honey, when I watch, you see Johannesburg on the screen, it says only at 2 a.m. in the morning, they will tell us where is our plane standing on the terminals. Honey, in Istanbul, I think it's worse than any other airports I've seen, because people will live there like 9 days because they got problems. As you can see, some people are sleeping. Sometimes the flights have been delayed. But in most airports, not only there, sometimes the flight is delayed with an hour, with a day or 2 days. So people don't have money to book hotels. They just sleep there at the airport. Okay, guys, since I did see that the screen was telling me that my flight is, I'm only going to know at 2 a.m. We're supposed to have left, board at 12:30. So at 2, they are only going to tell us where we're going to take the plane, meaning that we might fly like at 4 a.m., which we did. Imagine I was rushing out, running. We actually started flying from 4 a.m. So from all this time, from 11:30, I'm just at the airport. In that moment, I've been traveling anyway from the morning from Finland. So guys, I felt dirty and everything. So I did look for something called lounge. Lounge You can go and sit and relax. This one, they even offer you a massage, a shower, and all that. However, I will not tell you. I did go in. We're going to do a part 2 of this video. And I'm going to tell you how scammed I was with the money that I paid. How I felt to that spa. But wait for the part 2. This is the second plane, which this one is from Istanbul to Johannesburg. I didn't film much in this plane because when I got in, I was so tired. And I made this video in the middle of the trip because, honey, it was a 9-hour-and-a-half trip. So we flew from 4 a.m. in the morning. I only got to SA around 1:30 in the daytime. And what I did also like with the Turkish airline, because I don't usually use Turkish airline, what I did like, they are like some of the airlines that are for a long distance. They got those things to cover your eyes when you are sleeping. And then what was in the bag, I was thinking, guys, I want to show you, or should I not show you? And then I was like, no, let me show you what is inside, because yeah, it was amazing. And I also wanted to see what was that hard thing. So they got a toothbrush, which is kind of like normal for if you travel a long distance. And by the way, guys, this was economy. I didn't use first class. I haven't been in first class or business class ever, but honey, I'm working on that. I'm working on that experience. I don't want to die without sitting there. Yeah, so they got your slippers, so you can take off your shoes during these long flights. And then they got your toothpaste if you want to brush your teeth. And then the earplugs when it's landing and taking off. But I would say when it's landing because we're already inside. And then they got for lip, it's a lip balm for your lips. And also the socks. You can take this home if you want. You know, you can, but it's meant to be used in a plane. If you don't have socks or you are feeling cold, you can put this. They did have a rug to just put on top, but it wasn't warm like the other ones. And then of course they got your entertainment, which is the screen, which you can watch a movie. And then there's a table to eat on. And we already ate because I was so tired when I walked in. So we already ate. The planes are like this. If they don't care what time you come in, if the food have to be served 2 times, they will serve 2 times. In our case, we didn't eat dinner anymore because it was 4 a.m. in the morning. And it takes like 2 hours before they can even give you the food. So we ate breakfast around 6 when we just got in the plane. And then when we woke up, then that's where we got our dinner, which was meat with rice. I don't remember correctly. And guys, I was exhausted. I was super tired. I can't even explain. And yeah, I didn't like the person I was sitting with. Like, nah. Anyway, I hope that he would never watch this. Anyway, but I did enjoy the movie. And this was now around, it looks like it was in the night because the windows were closed. But no, honey, it was around like 12, I think. And then there was food. Almost looked the same as the other one, but honey, it's not the same. I didn't drink this time because my friend that was gonna pick me up from the airport, she said, please don't get here drunk. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna ignore the food. This pissed me off, buffet, guys. This pissed me off so bad because I didn't know that this plane had this. And all night I only saw from my neighbor when he was putting it back and we were about to get off the plane, and I was like, what? Yeah, it was nice. And then we opened our windows. Already we were flying on top of South Africa somewhere, but we were about to land to Johannesburg airport, and I was so excited already. What number? 4. Okay.
Welcome to OR Tambo International Airport. Safety remains our top.
Now I have landed in SA, but I was not out yet. I had to go and wait for my bags by the baggage place, which you're gonna see them coming. And then I got to see people I was in a plane with, and some of the people that were recognizing me. Yeah, it was cute. It was nice, and also to just see people. Jay, it was amazing. The waiting of the bags was not that long, so yeah. Welcome home. Oops, oops, oops.